everything goes quiet still, and branches hang like broken dreams when nothing ever truly seems. The willow bowed, the sky grew deep, and I buried her where the willow weeps. I carried silence in my hands across the broken, empty lands. No words to say, no prayers to keep, just weight too heavy, sharp and deep. The ground was soft like it agreed to hold what neither heart could need. And every step I took that night felt like I left behind the light. She didn't speak, she didn't cry, just watched the world pass her by like she already knew the end before it chose to bend. The wind went low, the air stood bare like something was already there, and every breath I tried to hold just turned the night to cold. I buried her where the willow weeps for me, underneath that hollow tree. No cross to mark, no name to save, just silence carved into the grave. Oh, I tried to stay, I tried to pray, but the night just turned away, and every tear I couldn't keep still falls where the willow weeps. The shovel struck a hollow sound like it was breaking sacred ground, and every clump of earth that fell carried something I knew well. Not just her name, not just her face, but every memory I can't erase. It all went in without a fight into the soil of fading light. The willow cried without a tear, but I could feel her still right here. Not gone, not lost, not set apart, just woven into dark. The river hummed a broken hymn like it remembered where she'd been, and every step I try to leave still makes the willow grieve. I buried her where the willow weeps at night, beneath the fading hollow light. No final words, no less goodbye, just branches pointing to the sky. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to stay, but nothing ever goes away, and every breath I try to keep still hears the willow weep. Nights run thin where everything begins again, and though the grave is soft and still, it never learned to heal. The wind still calls a name to me through every rustling bending tree, and I don't know if she is gone or just part of the song. The willow sways, it knows my sin like it's been waiting from within, and every shadow I can find still carries her behind. It ain't the dirt, it ain't the rain, it's everything that stays in pain. Every love we try to keep still lives where willows weep, and burial don't mean release. Sometimes it only brings increase. Still everything you tried to hide still breathes on the other side. I buried her where the willow weeps for me, and she never left that tree. No turning back, no truth to save, just whispers from her grave. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to flee, but she stayed inside of me, and every tear I tried to keep still falls where willows weep. Now I don't dig, I don't return, I let the quiet branches burn. No past to fix, no name to call, just shadows on the wall. And if you ever hear that sound, we're bending trees, I'll bow down. Don't stay too close, don't look too deep, or you'll hear the willow weep. The river flows, the night runs thin, but something never leaves within, and I remain where memories creep, where I buried her, where the willow weeps. The sky was bleeding a faded red, like the sun itself had lost its head. Wind rolled low through a broken land, like it knew the taste of blood and sand. There's a sound that sleeps in the hollow ground, where nothing lives that can't be drowned. And every breath that the earth lets out tastes like silence wrapped in doubt. I was born where the rivers run dry, where hope goes down without a goodbye. My father taught me how to survive by keeping the dead things half alive. We didn't pray, we didn't cry, just watch the world slowly pass us by. And every dream that I ever had was buried deep in the iron and ash. The house we lived in leaned like sin, like it knew the war that lived within. And every night the walls would shake like they were breaking just to break. I learned early what silence cost, every victory already lost. And every road that I tried to trust turned into blood and turned into dust. It's blood and dust, that's all I know. Where the broken hearts and the dead winds go, where every promise fades to rust in the endless weight of blood and dust. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to fight, but the darkness follows me every night. And nothing grows where I've been placed, just blood and dust in a godless place. I wore a gun like a second skin, like it could wash away what I've been. Every shot was a prayer unmade, every bullet a price I paid. There was a town where I crossed that line, where the law had lost its sense of time. And the men there spoke in cracked out lies, with hollow mouths and empty eyes. They said, boy, you don't belong here yet, but the dead don't care who they forget. And I stood my ground in the choking air, like I still had something left to spare. But the wind don't care who you trust, it just carries blood and dust. And every saint I ever knew was just a sinner passing through. It's blood and dust, that's all I know. Where the broken hearts and the dead winds go, where every promise fades to rust in the endless weight of blood and dust. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to fight, but the darkness follows me every night. And nothing grows where I've been placed, just blood and dust in a godless place. I met a man on a desert road, with a face like a heavy load. He said, son, you're running out of time, and you've already crossed the final line. He pointed west where the sun don't stay, where the sky just bleeds and fades away. And he laughed like he'd seen it all, like he'd watched every strong man fall. I asked him what lies past the end. He said, nothing you can call a friend, just echoes drifting through the sand from every life that slipped your hand. I buried hope in a shallow grave, next to the promises I couldn't save. And I carved my name in a stone too small, knowing no one would read it at all. And I swear I heard the earth reply, a low cracked voice beneath the sky, saying every soul that dares to roam becomes the dirt they once called home. It's blood and dust, it's all I know. Where the broken hearts and the dead winds go, where every promise fades to rust in the endless weight of blood and dust. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to fight, but the darkness follows me every night. And nothing grows where I've been placed, just blood and dust. this place. Now I walk where the sun don't rise, with hollow bones and empty eyes. No name, no home, no guiding light, just fading echoes in the night. And maybe one day I'll finally fall and not remember any of it at all. But until then, I walk this line between the living and lost in time. The wind still sings through shattered ground, where no forgiveness can be found. And all that's left when the world goes still is blood and dust and iron will. The mirror cracked without a sound, like it refused to hold me down. And in that glass, sharp and bright, something else stood in my light. Same eyes, same grin, same hollow trace, but not a trace of human grace. And I knew before it spoke that I was already broke. It walked like me, it talked like me, but every word felt wrong to see. Like everything I thought was mine had crossed a darker, thinner line. It took my hat, it lit my smoke, like every memory was a joke. And every breath I tried to claim, it answered softly with my name. The room went cold, the air stood still, like even time had lost its will. And shadows leaned in close to hear what only I was meant to fear. It smiled like it already knew the things I never got me through. And every thought I tried to hide just stood there on the other side. The devil on my face that night, I swear, that I was standing over there. No truth to hold, no place to flee, just something staring back at me. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to scream, but it was wearing every dream. And every step I try to take feels like a choice it makes. It sat down where I used to sit, like it belonged to every bit of everything I thought was real. Before I learned how it would feel, it spoke of things I never said, but somehow lived inside my head. Like every sin I tried to lose, had learned how I would choose. The walls been closer, slow and wide, like they were on its side. And every shadow in the room started moving to its tune. I called my name, but not too loud, afraid to break the silent crowd. And every echo coming through belonged more to it than to you. The devil on my face that night again, like it had always been my friend. No chains to break, no truth to save, just my reflection misbehaved. Oh, I tried to fight, I tried to run, but it was already done. And every breath I can't deny still sees it through my eye. I reached out slow to break the glass, but it just showed me what would pass. Not shattered, not escape, not free, just something worse than what I see. It leaned in close, it whispered low, you're what you've always known. And in that voice I couldn't tell if I was man or something else. The mirror flickered, cracked in lines, like splitting futures into signs. And every piece that fell away still wore my face to stay. It ain't the devil, horns or flame. It's every time you shift the blame. Every truth you choose to hide becomes the face on the other side. And evil don't always come from hell. Sometimes it learns you fought too well, till everything you think is right looks like you in borrowed light. The devil wore my face that night for me, and I don't think I'm still free. No line between, no place to stand, just my reflection turned unplanned. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to pray, but it stayed with me that day. And every breath I try to take still feels like it's a fake. Now I don't look, I don't pretend. I know this mirror never ends. No truth to fix, no lie to chase, just something wearing my face. And if you ever see that sight in broken glass at dead of night, don't look too long, don't meet its side, or you'll forget which one is I. The mirror stands, the night runs thin, but something else is still within. And I remain where shadows trace the devil that wore my face. There's a road past the ridge where the fog don't lift, and a lantern swings like a hanging gift. No one lives there, that's what they say, but the light still burns at the end of the way. I was dared as a kid just to walk that line past the fence where the crosses lean out of time. Heard a voice in the hush of the pines that night say, keep coming, you're almost right. And the closer I got, the colder it turned, like the dark itself had something to learn. That lantern still burns in the dead of night, through the fog and the guilt and the fading light. Every step I take, it draws me in, like it knows every scar beneath my skin. Hear it crackle low, like a voice half known from a place I swore I'd never go. I don't stop, I don't turn, I just follow where that lantern burns. There's a cabin there with a crooked frame, and a door that moves like it speaks your name. No wind outside, but it sways and groans like it's breathing slow through hollow bones. I pushed it wide and the fire was lit, though the hearth was cold and the ash unfit. And a chair rocked back like someone just stood, but there ain't no one in that wood. And the lantern dimmed when I stepped inside, like it knew I had nowhere to hide. That lantern still burns in the dead of night, through the fog and the guilt and the fading light. Every step I take, it draws me in, like it knows every scar beneath my skin. Hear it crackle low, like a voice half known from a place I swore I'd never go. I don't stop, I don't turn, I just follow where that lantern burns. There's a journal left on a splintered desk, filled with names and a single request. Don't trust the light when it calls you near, but the last few pages just disappear. And I saw my name in a shaking line, written fresh like it wasn't time, with a date that matched this very night, and a note that read, don't fight the light. And the walls leaned close like they heard me breathe, every shadow moved like it wanted me. And the flame grew tall without a spark, casting shapes that crawled in the dark. I tried to leave, but the door was gone, just the endless glow pulling me on. Every step felt less like it was mine, like I crossed some unseen line. And the lantern spoke without a sound. You were lost before you were found. Now I stand outside in the drifting gray, watching strangers walk that same old way. I see their fear when the light appears, but it fades real quick when it draws them near. And I try to shout, but no voice comes out, just a silent scream wrapped in doubt. Guess I'm part of what I once outran, just a keeper of the flame I can't understand. That lantern still burns, and now I see it ain't just a light, it's a memory. Every soul it takes leaves a trace behind, in the flicker of a broken mind. Hear it whisper low, you're not alone, but it means you're never going home. I don't live, I don't learn, I just stay where the lantern burns. That lantern still burns, and it always will. Through the hollow dark on that silent hill, every name it takes gets carved in flame, till there's nothing left but a ghost and a name. If there's mercy, it don't shine here, just a glow built out of fear. I don't leave, I return to the fire that forever burns. So if you see that light through the fog one night, don't believe it's leading you right. Don't step close, don't feel that pull, 'cause it don't guide, it just makes you full of every fear you try to outrun, till you stand there still and become another flame in the lantern that never goes out.
Tight, like it knew what ends the night. No thunder, no last warning sound, just silence settling all around. The lamp flickered low and thin, and my shadow moved before my skin. I swear I stood there calm and slow, with every thought I know, but something darker at my feet was not quite bound to my heartbeat. It stretched and bent the wrong direction, like it had formed its own intention. And every move I tried to make, it made before I could partake. The mirror showed me standing still, but something else had found its will. And in that moment, sharp and clear, I felt another presence near. It wasn't me that raised the hand, it wasn't part of what I planned, but every second breaking thin, I felt it crawling from within. My shadow pulled the trigger that night, I swear, and I was never really there. No control, no truth to fight, just something moving in the light. Oh, I tried to stop, I tried to see, but it wasn't really me. And every echo in my mind still follows what it left behind. The walls went long, the corners bent, like something else had been sent to occupy what I believed was something I could not retrieve. The sound came fast, but not from there, like it had always been laid there. And in the silence after flame, I wasn't sure who to blame. The shadow stood a little wide, like it had nowhere left to hide. And for a second I could tell it knew me better than myself. The floorboards creaked, but not from weight, but something choosing its own fate. And every breath I try to keep just sinks into something deep. My shadow pulled the trigger in my name, and nothing ever felt the same. No alibi, no place to flee, just what it did instead of me. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to stay, but it had already made its way. And every thought I can unwind still echoes from behind. I reached for it, but nothing touched, like I had never been that much. Just outline drawn in fading light, detached from wrong and right. It stepped ahead without a sound, no chain, no tether to the ground. And every piece of me I knew was moving somewhere I can't view. The shadow turned and looked at me like it was finally set free. And in that glance I understood it never meant for good. It ain't the hand, it ain't the gun, it's every line we try to run. Every darkness we ignore still finds a way to settle score. And shadows don't just copy light, sometimes they learn to choose the night, till everything you thought was real becomes the thing you can't unfeel. My shadow pulled the trigger, left me bare, and I was never really there. No truth to save, no place to hide, just something walking on the other side. Oh, I tried to fight, I tried to scream, but it moved like part of me. And every breath I try to find still isn't mine. Now I don't stand beneath the light, I keep the corners out of sight. No past to claim, no truth to give, just something that I let live. And if you ever see your shade move in ways you never made, don't trust the dark, don't trust the glow, or you'll lose who you think you know. The light grows dim, the room goes thin, but something else is still within. And I remain where echoes flicker from my shadow pulling the trigger.
There's a space between the moments where the air don't fully move, like a sentence left unfinished with nothing left to prove. And the silence feels familiar, like it's something I've rehearsed. There's a weight inside the quiet of the last words unrehearsed. Every phrase in perfect place, thought I'd say them when it mattered, when I finally saw your face. But the moment came and passed me like it didn't recognize all the things I meant to tell you just stayed buried in disguise. There's no echo of that silence, no replay I can demand, just the memory of the distance between the thought and where I stand. No voice to break, no line to trace, just something locked in empty space. And every breath I hold too long feels like it's where they still belong. They're the last words I never said tonight. No wrong, no clear-cut right, just something caught before the sound that never made it out. Oh, I tried to call them back to life, tried to force them into life, but every time I reach inside, they fade before they rise. I hear them in the quiet hours when the world has settled down. Not as voices, not as language, just a pressure without sound. There's no way to reconstruct them, no exact way they would land. Just a feeling that they carry that I can't quite understand. I speak around the emptiness now, try to feel what wasn't done, but every word I say too late feels like it's the wrong one. No past to fix, no thread to pull, just something never made it full. And every truth I try to shape feels like a version out of place. They're the last words I never said tonight. No way to bring them into sight. You can search through every memory, but they won't form the same. Oh, I turned, I tried to rewrite every moment in my mind, but every path I trace again still leaves them undefined. I stood still in the reflection, tried to say them to the glass, but they wouldn't take their meaning, they just slipped and didn't last. No sound to carry what they held, no form they could become, just the shape of something missing that refuses to be done. And in that quiet realization, with no time left to pretend, I stopped trying just to speak them and let the silence stand. Choose to keep finds a way to never sleep. And silence don't just disappear, it settles in, it lingers here. So everything you leave unsaid still finds a place inside your head. They're the last words, and now I see they were never meant to be. No matter how I try to find, they're lost between the lines. Oh, I ran it through my mind, every version I could find, but every line I thought was true never sounded right for you. Now the room is still and open, but it holds what never came. Every silence feels connected to a word without a name. And if you ever hold a sentence that you're waiting just to say, don't assume you'll get the moment, it might already slip away.
The wind went quiet in the fields, like even earth refused to yield. No crickets sang, no dogs would call, just silence swallowing it all. The porch light flickered pale and thin, like it knew what I was in. I didn't speak it out loud, but something moved through every crowd, from hollow towns to river bends, where every story never ends. The rumor traveled slow and low through places only ghosts would go, and every mile of broken ground seemed to repeat the sound. No telegram, no written word, just something everyone had heard, like truth don't need a name or face to find its rightful place. The trees leaned in, the fields went still, like they were part of some larger will, and every breath I tried to keep just fell into the deep. The South heard what I did that night and turned away from the light. No place to run, no place to hide, just judgment spreading wide. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to flee, but it followed after me. And every road I try to take still knows the price I made. The church bell stopped mid-final ring, like even faith forgot to sing, and every preacher turned his eyes away from what the truth implied. The rivers ran a little dry, like they refused to testify, and every shadow on the ground seemed to lean into the sound. The town don't shout, it just declines to ever draw a final line. It lets the silence do the work where guilt begins to learn. The wind don't judge, it just repeats what memory came to be. And every step I try to hide just brings you to my side. The South heard what I did and wouldn't sleep. It kept it buried in the deep. No mercy left, no alibi, just whispers under sky. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to stay, but it all gave me away. And every breath I try to find still carries what I left behind. Now every porch I pass at night feels like it knows I'm in its sight. Not spoken loud, not carved in stone, but something I have always known. The land remembers every sin and folds it gently deep within, till everything you thought was gone still echoes on and on. And I can feel it when I breathe. The South don't ever really leave. It ain't the towns, it ain't the trees, it's everything that hears and sees. Every truth we try to keep still roams the southern deep. And secrets don't just fade away, they learn the land, they learn to stay, till everything you try to hide becomes the earth's inside. The South heard what I did for me, and I don't think I'm still free. No road ahead, no place behind, just echoes in my mind. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to pray, speak, I don't pretend. I let the silence never end. No truth to fix, no lie to bind, just something left behind. And if you ever feel that hush where even night don't rush, don't say a word, don't meet its eye, or the South will know you lie. The wind still waits, the fields stay dim, but something never leaves within. And I remain where echoes bid. The South still knows what I did.
The bell don't ring like it used to pray. It just hangs in the air like it's lost its way. Wind crawls slow through broken stained glass, whispering sins from a buried past. The floorboards groan with a hollow sound, like something beneath is still unbound. And every step that I take inside feels like I'm walking through someone's life. The skies were gray, following stories that wouldn't stay. They said the church on the hill still breathes, but it don't belong to the likes of me. The paint was peeling from holy wood, like even God forgot it ever stood. And the sign outside was cracked in two, saying all are welcome, but no one knew. I pushed the door and it whispered back, like it recognized every soul I lacked. Church is alive, and it's watching me. There was a book left open on the stand, with ink like blood on a trembling hand. Pages torn where the name should be, like something erased deliberately. The candles burn, but they cast no light, just shadows that twisted out of sight. And I swear I saw my own face there, in the glass of a shattered prayer. A man in black stood behind the pew, said, "Son, you don't know
what you're going through, but when I turned, there was no one there. Just a smell of smoke and the poison air. The walls were breathing slow and deep, like they'd been awake for centuries, and every crack in the stone confessed that something inside would never rest. These are the secrets of the old church walls, where the righteous fade and the silence calls, where prayers don't rise, they sink and drown in the hollow heart of a godless town. Oh, I came for truth, but I found decay, where every answer just slipped away. And the deeper I look, the more I see the church is alive, and it's watching me. Beneath the altar, a hidden stair carved into darkness, like it was always there. Each step I took made the echo scream, like I was falling inside a dream. The deeper I went, the older it felt, like time itself. It started to melt, and carved in the stone were names I knew from lives I never thought I'd live through. There was a room with a cross upside down, and a mirror that showed no one around. But when I blinked, I saw myself with hollow eyes and someone else. And I heard them singing beneath the ground, not words, just sorrow wrapped in sound. Like every confession that was ever denied was still alive and couldn't die. The air got tight, the dark got thin, like something was waking up within. And I knew right then I should have run, but the door was gone, the turning undone. These are the secrets of the old church walls, where the righteous fade and the silence calls, where prayers don't rise, they sink and drown in the hollow heart of a godless town. Oh, I came for truth, but I found decay, where every answer just slipped away. And now I know what the whispers mean. The church remembers everything. Now I sit where the altar once stood tall, listening to nothing that sounds like it calls my name in echoes that never end, like time is folding back again. The world above feels far and small, like it never mattered at all. And I wonder if I was ever free, or just another part of its memory. The bell don't ring, but I still hear a sound that was never meant for ears. And the old church waits in stone and breath, guarding secrets that outlive death.
There's a wind that howls through the dead corn rows. Where it comes from, nobody really knows. It don't just blow, it calls your name, like it's dragging guilt through a field of shame. I was young when I first heard it cry through a broken fence on a moonless night. Daddy said, boy, that ain't the breeze, that's the sound of things you'll never leave. And it followed me far past the county line, like a shadow stitched into my spine. The wind knows what I did back then, carries it slow through the hollow again. Every lie, every buried sin comes back alive when it rolls back in. Hear it whisper low through the trees and dust. You can't outrun what you become lost. I don't hide, I don't pretend, 'cause the wind knows where it begins. There's a field out back where the ground
turned wrong, where the grass grew thin, then it all went gone. I remember the night, but not the why. Just a shaking hand and a cut-off cry. There was dirt on my boots, blood on my sleeve, and a truth so dark I could barely breathe. I said, this'll stay where it's laid to rest. But the wind just laughed from the empty west, and it rose up cold when I turned away, like it marked the ground where I'd one day lay. The wind knows what I did back then, carries it slow through the hollow again. Every lie, every buried sin comes back alive when it rolls back in. Hear it whisper low through the trees and dust. You can't outrun what you become lost. I don't hide, I don't pretend, 'cause the wind knows where it begins. Met a drifter once by a roadside sign, said that storm behind you, it ain't just time. He looked at me like he'd seen it before, like he knew what was buried beneath that floor. I said, you don't know a thing about me. He just smiled thin and turned to leave, said you'll hear it louder before the end. Then he vanished right in the wind again, and the sky turned black without a cloud, like the silence itself got too loud. Every breath I took felt sharp and thin, like the storm was already under my skin. I tried to drown it out with a bottle of lies, but it screamed right through like 1,000 cries. Every gust hit hard like a hammer blow, saying dig it up, let the truth be known. So I went back out to that cursed patch of land with a trembling heart and a shaking hand. But the ground was bare, like it never stayed, like something else had already claimed. Now the wind don't pass, it lives in me, in every breath and every memory. I hear it speak when I close my eyes, through the cracks of truth I denied. And I see that night in every dream, every shadow ain't what it seems. If there's peace, it's long been gone, just a storm that keeps dragging on. The wind knows what I did back then. It don't forget and it don't pretend. Every step I take just feeds that sound, like it's circling close, pulling me down. Hear it howl through my hollow chest, like it won't stop till I confess. I don't run, I don't defend, I just wait for it to descend. The wind don't stop, it just digs in deep, through the bones of guilt I try to keep. Every breath I take ain't mine to hold, just a borrowed life already sold. If there's mercy, it missed this place, left me here in a storm I face. I don't break, I just bend, till the wind takes me in the end. So if you hear that wind at night, through the trees where there's no light, don't speak, don't let it in, 'cause it don't forget, and it don't forgive sin. And when it calls, don't answer again, or you'll become what rides the wind.
There's a road that bends where the black crows cry, past a rusted sign where the lost souls lie. Wind cuts deep through the broken pines, like a whispered curse from another time. I was born where the river don't run clean, raised on dust and a dying dream. I'm a
said, boy, don't chase that flame, but I lit it up just the same. Now the sky bleeds red at the edge of night, and the past comes crawling back to life. Under a graveyard sun, I keep riding on through the smoke and the sin till the daylight's gone. Every shadow knows what I've become, just a ghost out running from a loaded gun. Hear the devil hum and the engines cry, while the angels hang from a barbed wire sky. I ain't saved, I ain't undone, still chasing that graveyard sun. Met a man with a face like a shattered stone, said he'd sell me peace if I sold my soul. He had golden teeth and a crooked grin, smelled like hell and cheap bourbon gin. I said, son, I've been down that road. He just laughed like he always knows. Then he tipped his hat and he disappeared, left me drowning in doubt and fear. And the wind whispered low through the desert sand, you can't outrun what's in your hands. Under a graveyard sun, I keep riding on through the smoke and the sin till the daylight's gone. Every shadow knows what I've become, just a ghost out running from a loaded gun. Hear the devil hum and the engines cry, while the angels hang from a barbed wire sky. I ain't saved, I ain't undone, still chasing that graveyard sun. There was a girl with eyes like a midnight storm. She could break a man, she could keep him warm. Said she loved me once in a motel room, with the neon cross and the cheap perfume. But love don't last where the wild hearts roam. It burns too fast, then it turns to stone. Now a memory cuts like a switchblade line through the veins of this life of mine. And I hear a voice when the silence screams, calling out from my shattered dreams. Says you can run, but you can't go free. There's a chain in your blood and it holds the key. Oh, the preacher man said I could be reborn, but he never stood where my soul was torn. Never felt that fire in his bones at night, never danced with death in the pale moonlight. Now the miles stack up like a sinner's debt. Every road I take leads to more regret. There's a cross in flames in my rear view glass, and a past I know I can't outlast. Still I drive through the endless dark with a fading prayer and a broken heart. If there's mercy waiting down the line, it's a long, long way from mine. Under a graveyard sun, I keep riding on through the smoke and the sin till the daylight's gone. Every shadow knows what I've become, just a ghost out running from a loaded gun. Hear the devil hum and the engines cry, while the angels hang from a barbed wire sky. I ain't saved, I ain't undone, still chasing that graveyard sun. Under a bloodshot sky where the lost ones run, I keep digging graves for the things I've done. Every mile's another nail I drive, just to prove somehow I'm still alive. If redemption waits, it's a silent one, buried deep where the cold winds come. I ain't healed, I ain't numb, still chasing that graveyard sun. So when I'm gone and the wheels don't turn, and the last match fades and the bridges burn, lay me down vida não pede licença quando entra pela porta. Ela chega levantando poeira, virando a mesa torta. There's a road that bends where the black crows cry, past a rusted sign where the lost souls lie. Wind cuts deep through the broken plans, like a whisper curse from another time. I was born where the river don't run clean, raised on dust in a dying dream. Mama said, boy, don't chase that flame, but I lit it up just the same. Now the sky bleeds red at the edge of night, and the past comes crawling back to life. Under a graveyard sun, I keep riding on through the smoke and the sin till the daylight's gone. Every shadow knows what I've become, just a ghost out running from a loaded gun. Hear the devil hum and the engines cry, while the angels hang from the barbed wire sky. I ain't saved, I ain't undone, still chasing that graveyard.
The sky hung low like a bruise too wide, no stars to keep the dark inside. Just silence stretched across the land, like something waiting hand in hand. The air was dry, the wind stood still, like it was waiting for a will. The streetlights flickered one by one, like they were watching what I'd done. No comfort left in yellow glow, just shapes that moved too slow. The town was quiet, doors locked tight, like even walls had learned the fright. And every shadow on the ground seemed to be breathing without sound. The dolls went missing from their chains, the rivers pulled back all their stains. And in that hush I understood something was awakening in the wood. The night leaned in, it held its breath like it was starving for what's left. And every heartbeat in my chest felt like it might confess. The night was thirsty for blood that day, and there was nothing in its way. No mercy left, no light to save, just hunger carved into the grave. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but the dark had opened wide. And every step I tried to flee still called the night back after me. Trees bend low without a wing, like they remembered where it's been. A whisper crawled across the dirt, like something learning how to hurt. The fences broke without a sound, as if the ground itself unbound. And every moment passing through felt like it already knew. I saw the sky begin to lean, too close, too heavy, too obscene, like it was lowering its face to drink from every empty place. The world went still, the edge grew thin, like something wicked lived within. And every breath I tried to keep just sank into the deep. The night was thirsty for blood again that night. No angels left within its sight, no holy shield, no saving hand, just hunger spreading through the land. Oh, I tried to scream, I tried to pray, but sound was taken away. And every path I tried to leave just fed what won't reprieve. The ground itself began to shift, like something underneath would lift. Not beast, not ghost, not living thing, just absence wearing everything. And in that moment, cold and slow, I felt what I was meant to know, that hunger doesn't need a face, it only needs a place. The night don't kill, it only takes the line where something breaks. And every truth I tried to bend became the means of my end. It ain't the dark, it ain't the fear, it's everything that gathers here. Every silence left unspun still hungers for someone. The nights don't sleep or feel or cry, they just consume what passes by, till everything you thought was good becomes the thirst in the wood. The night was thirsty for blood in me, and I don't think I'm still free. No dawn to break, no light
to save, just hunger digging through the grave. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but the night was on my side, and every breath I tried to claim still whispers in my name. Hey! Now I don't stand beneath the sky. I let the darkness pass me by. No end to find, no truth to keep, just something that refuses sleep. And if you ever hear that sound of silence pulling all around, don't stay too still, don't look too long, or you'll become the night's next song. The wind returns, but not the same. It carries something without name, and I remain where shadows bud, from nights still thirsty for blood.
There's a place where branches whisper, even when the wind is still, like they're holding on to something that the ground refuses to heal. And the light falls soft and sideways through the green that never leaves, like it's trying not to witness what the earth beneath receives. I found it without intending, no direction led me here, just a weight that felt like knowing, without needing words or fear. There's no sign to mark the reason, no explanation carved in stone, just the quiet understanding that I am not alone, not in presence, not in meaning, but in something deeper still, like the place itself remembers what it never chose to kill. No voice to call, no truth to break, just something time refuses to take, and every breath I try to give feels like it doesn't want to live. There's a grave beneath the willow tree tonight, no wrong to name, no clear right, just something resting out of you that still feels close to you. Oh, I stood there, didn't speak, let the silence turn and reach, and every thought I tried to send just stayed where words begin to end. The earth don't feel like ending, it feels patient, like it waits, like it knows what's underneath it isn't bound by time or fate. Every root above it trembles, but it never pulls away, like it learned to hold the
for sorrow without ever letting stray.
And I thought I'd feel an answer, something sharp or something clear.
But there's only quiet presence that refuses to appear.
No truth to claim, no past to fight, just something resting out of sight.
And every step I try to take
feels like I shouldn't wait.
There's a grave and it is silent, I can see.
It was always part of me,
No matter how I tried to go, it stayed in what I didn't know.
oh, I turned, I didn't move. Let the willows start to prove
That every loss I tried to hide was always living on inside. Now I don't ask for meaning, let the branches do their part. There's no ending in the finding, just a soft and settling heart. And it isn't something broken, it's just final and it's calm, like a truth that never needed to arrive with any harm. And in that quiet recognition, with no resistance left to give, I stopped calling it a memory and learned the way it lives. It ain't the grave that makes it real, it's what you stop and start to feel. Every silence you allow becomes the ground you're standing now. And willow trees don't speak in pain, they simply hold what can't remain. So every loss you thought was gone still grows where you belong.
there's a grave beneath the willow tree, I know. It never really let me go. No matter how I tried to be,
It stayed alive and everything.
oh, I stood still,
I didn't leave, let the branches start to grieve. And every breath I thought was mine was resting there beneath the tank. Now the wind don't feel like warning, it just moves through what remains. And the willow keeps on bending, like it understands the pain. And if you ever find a quiet where the world don't ask your name, don't assume